This is AndyTube. In this video, I'm going to show you how to change the timing belt on a Singer Model 353 and 354 Genie or Starlet sewing machine. This is what is commonly called the timing belt. So you have your vertical shaft coming down from the top arm shaft, has a pulley. This is called the drive pulley. And the belt runs over to this pulley, which is called the hook pulley. Right? So when the motor runs and the top arm shaft rotates, it gears to this vertical shaft, makes this pulley rotate, which makes the hook rotate. So even though it's commonly called the timing belt, and when you search to buy one, that's what you do. Use, Singer Model 353 timing belt. Singer actually called it the rotating hook driving belt, which makes sense, but it's just commonly called the timing belt. For this model, the Singer part number is 37977, and you can search for Singer timing belt 37977 and you can find it. I searched before making the video today, and the belts are anywhere from about $9 to $12 depending on who you buy it from. You can save about $3 off of that price if you buy it direct out of China, but it takes 15 to 24 days shipping, so it's up to you. And some of the sellers, it's like $11 for one. If you buy 2 belts, it's $10 each. If you buy 3 or more, it's $9 each. But that is the part number. Now, I got a kick out of reading the service guide for this, because basically what it says is for you to mark these 2 pulleys against the casting back there, so when you take the belt off and slip the new belt on, you can put the pulleys right back where they were, and that might be possible. I've never had much luck with that, especially this is an 18-inch belt, and I see that to get the proper tension, that the adjusting pulley, this one, is up as high as it will go, which means if I had like an 18.5-inch belt that would be easier to put on and off, I couldn't adjust it to the proper tension. It would be way too loose. But if you'd like to try that, going to the back of the pulley and putting like a marking pen mark on the casting of the body and the pulley on both sides, and try that. Good luck to you. I think I'd have better luck for myself trying to teach my dog to fly. So whenever I change the timing belt, I just know I'm going to have to reset the hook timing. And to get this belt on and off, when they're this tight, I found that I need to loosen this set screws and pull the hook pulley off. And loosening those set screws is part of timing the hook anyway. So if you think you're going to have to retime your machine and you've never done it, I'm going to put a link in the description below and at the end of the video to my timing video for this machine. So once you get the belt set up and the and the tension okay, you can watch that video quickly and then learn how to time it, the machine. Okay, so just so you know up front, in my opinion, to change this belt, you're going to have to retime the machine. And you'll have to watch a second video of how to do that if you don't know how. Okay, to get started here, this is the adjusting pulley. there's this eccentric piece inside here, and when you loosen the mounting and tightening screw a little bit, this piece, you know, because the hole's off to the side, it goes up and down, and that's how you do the tension. Down here there's way too much play in the belt, so the belt would be slapping all over the place. Okay, usually if you put it all the way up, the belt's way too tight, but this belt is such a snug fit, and this is the correct belt. It's got the right number on it. It does not say Singer. So maybe if you actually bought a Singer branded 37977 belt, maybe it's like 18¼ inch or something, and you might get away with it. Anyway, you drop this down, and Singer's idea is then you slip the belt off of the hook pulley and slip a new belt on, but there's just not enough slack. Usually what I'll do is put the belt up on the edge of this pulley and just rotate it and slip it off. Then put a new belt around the hook pulley and on the edge of this and tighten it up. But I couldn't even do that. I tried to get this belt up on the edge of this, and it just wouldn't quite do it. I didn't try the little pulley though. I just don't think I'm going to be able to do it. I think putting it on I can, but anyway, so here's how I do it on this machine. There's 2 set screws on the hook pulley that hold the hook pulley to the hook post that comes from the bottom of the hook. So if you loosen those about a turn, or sorry, I'm in the shadow here, I can't see about a turn or a turn and a half, you should be able to pull this pulley off, and it's still a snug fit pulling it off. There. Okay, so here we have our belt and the hook pulley. So you would take your new hook drive belt or timing belt, you know, and it's cogged because the pulleys are cogged, which is in my opinion the best pulley and belt system, because as long as you adjust it normally, it's extremely rare it would slip. And we're going to put the belt around the drive pulley, right, and then up over this loose adjusting pulley, and with this cog pulley facing the hook, don't forget, so you can get to the set screws, we're going to, you could put that back on, and if you can stretch that enough to get it all the way onto that pulley post, or the hook post. Man, is it tough. Okay. Phew. Hey. Okay, and especially with a brand new belt, it's going to be a little bit tough. You see what I mean? There's just not a lot of extra slack on this belt. But anyway, now we have the new belt on here, okay? And then we're going to turn this adjusting pulley up to a point where we feel we have the right play or slack, and then we're going to tighten that. Technically, the way Singer said to find the right slack is to hang a 5-ounce weight on here, right, and then turn this up until there was about 3/16 to 1/4 inch play from here. And I don't have a 5-ounce weight or anything, so all I do, and it's been very successful, especially with this belt, is I just put a ruler back here behind the belt up against the machine, and I see like my belt here is crossing right at 8.5 inches on my ruler, and if I gently push it down, it right away goes past 9. See, so I know, oh, that's like a 1/2 inch or more, so that's way too much play. I'm looking for 3/16 to 1/4. So if I keep gently applied weight on here, I want to see this belt only flex from, say, 8.5 to about 8 3/4. So if I start turning this up, I see that right, if I turn it all the way up as tight as the belt can be, I flex about 3/16 or 1/4 right there. And I'm not pushing real hard on the belt, you know. So that's what I meant about the clearance on this belt. As tight as it was to get on, I have to turn the tension adjusting pulley as all the way to the end of the eccentric to only have 1/4 inch of play. So if this belt was 1/4 inch longer, if I turn this all the way up, I think my belt would be a little bit loose. Now usually I have more, I'm able to adjust these belts better than that, closer than that. You know, you have more play, the belt's easier to get on and off, but the eccentric is big enough that you can adjust it. But anyway, in this case, on my belt and my machine, if I turn that eccentric as far as I can to tighten the belt, it puts it at a perfect 1/4 inch play. So I'm going to tighten it up. Now that's literally how easy it is to change the belt itself. Make that good and snug. Some of these type of pulleys, they're 3-piece, and that little eccentric piece in the center is what, even though the screw's in the center, the hole through the eccentric piece is to the side. On this one, it's just like a molded piece of plastic with the hole off center. So the whole unit. So nothing in here rotates, it just slides. And if you tighten it too tight, you'll strain the motor. You'll be, you know, straining or bogging down the motor. So if you hear that, come back here and loosen that and just turn it back a little bit and a little bit until you get a little bit more play. Okay? And the belt you get may be different than my belt. Your machine could be different. One of your pulleys could be different. This little eccentric piece could be worn in here a little bit. So in general, adjust it to where you get no more than 1/4 inch play. Okay, right about 1/4 inch. Now, if you've magically been able to do this without turning either pulley, then you can just tighten the 2 set screws and your timing would not have been changed. As I said, I don't see a way to do that on this machine. So now I would be coming back and setting the timing by putting the needle on the lower timing mark on the upstroke and turning the hook up top with my fingers, because this set screws will be loose, rotating the hook with my finger and getting the point right behind the needle when the needle's at the right height, and then tightening this back up. And again, I'll put a video, link to a video how to do that right at the end of this video and in the description below. That is changing the timing belt, or the rotating hook driving belt, number 37977 on a Singer model 353, 354 Genie and Starlet sewing machines. Thank you very much. I hope you come back to AndyTube again, and take care.